All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. How you doing today? A little late start today. That's just how it goes sometimes. I don't know. You never know if you're going to get a Song of the Day. We try to do it every day. We did for so long. Now it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, we are back here in the cave. Another great week coming up. What are we talking about today? Well, first of all, Shindig. If you know, you know. We're doing a birthday today. J Geils would have been, let's see, he died in 2017, 6 years ago, would have been 77 today. J Geils, John Warren Geils Jr., leader of the J Geils Band. Born in New York City, went to school at WPI, Worcester Polytechnic Institute. That's where he formed the J Geils Blues Band. Ends up moving to Boston. Lineup changes. Hires late night DJ Peter Wolf. Remember that? He's a DJ on WBCN. And then they put out their debut record in 1970. They were off to the races, 11 albums in 15 years. That's how it was in the 70s. Remember, they just churned out records. They were probably... A lot of records were 30 to 35 to 40 minutes long. None of this hour and a half records. They were just pumping out records. And what a band this was, right? I personally did not hear about them, being the youngster that I am, until Freeze Frame. That was, 1981 or so? Somewhere in there? 82, maybe? Guessing? Somewhere in there. I was in middle school. And that's when Freeze Frame dropped and just changed everything. I mean, we were all obsessed at that age with Freeze Frame. That record just wouldn't go away. It was so good. We'll get back to that in a minute. But then I moved to Connecticut, as you all know if you've been listening, and that's when I got really introduced to classic rock and the Rock Block Weekend, and I got exposed to so much music. And that's when you get exposed to some of the earlier stuff. And what a band this was. I mean, it was perfect. They put out an anthology. It was called House Party, and that's awesome. Like, if you could pick a band for a huge party like Shindig, J Geils Band would have been the ultimate band to have playing at a party. So good. We'll get to their music in a second. Got to see Peter Wolf in concert some years ago with Chris Heinman. And I might have told this story before, but saw him in Hartford at the Infinity Hall. Super excited. We're out in the parking garage, getting out of my truck, and this guy walks by. He's like from here to here. He's walking fast. He's got his head down. And I noticed him because I looked over and he was wearing black leather pants, which you just don't see a lot of. Like the only men who wear black leather pants are either riding a Harley or they're a rock star. That's it, right? So, and he was super skinny, so I was like, something's up here. I look up, and within 6 feet, I realized that's Peter Wolf. He's right there, arm's reach. In a split second, I was like, am I that guy? Am I that person who's gonna get his attention and be like, can I get a picture? Can I get a selfie? Man, that's so cool. And I was like, no, you got to play it cool. And he was really in a hurry. So I didn't do anything. And then he was rummaging around in the trunk of the car and like 2 cars over with us. I'm like, oh, he's got a pre-gaming. He's for sure pre-gaming. And then total regrets. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda just tapped the Umaguma with the green teeth and got that picture. Right? I should have been that guy, right? But I went on to do the show. We were in the front row or so, and what a show that was. Amazing. And that was right around the time, I think that was within a few months that J Geils died. He didn't say anything about that. Maybe it was just too personal, or I know they had a falling out, so who knows. But we talk about J Geils Band, so many songs, and deep cuts, by the way. I mean, I bought that House Party box set when it came out, and I listened to the whole thing, and I was like, wow, there's so many great songs. Of course, Love Stinks, Freeze Frame, Centerfold, Give It To Me, Come Back. Do you guys know Peanut Butter? Peanut Butter's awesome. I Do. That was one of my favorites to play it on the records. Just can't wait. Freeze Frame had Flamethrower. Do You Remember When? There's some deep cuts here. River Blindness, so good. Listen to the River Blindness today. Rage in the Cage, all-time favorite. The Last Kiss. So many. Where Did Our Love Go? Homework. Dead Presidents. These are all songs maybe you've never heard of before. Dead Presidents, love it. Peanut Butter, love it. But really, when you're thinking of a song of the day, you got to pick a song about love, a song about LOVE. And if you abuse it, you're going to lose it. And if you lose it, you're going to abuse it. And if you abuse it, you ain't going to have it down the line because you're not going to be able to choose it. Whatever it is, I can't say it. That's why he was the DJ, right? Anyway, that's your song of the day, the live version of Must Have Got Lost. Must Have Got Lost. That came out originally 1974 or 5? 74. And then, of course, the live version from Blow Your Face Out, the best live album title on the planet, 1974. That became the staple. That's the one you wanted to hear with that long intro about the Uma Guma with the green teeth. And Reputa the Buta. That's your song of the day. You're listening to J Geils today. What a way to start your work week. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music. And as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.
I got lost.